Hello, Seiiti up. So what is the best AI app? Now, if you want to know the answer, you're probably making the biggest mistake of all because your focus should not be comparing different apps, different models of AI, but what you need to accomplish. That's the focus. Just want to clarify here, this is not a video about complicated technology. It's for everybody to be able to understand. And it's not about programming or coding that you need to understand. This video is about a mistake that is made by many people with an amateur mindset about AI, a collector's mindset, people who think small. There are people who spend thousands on AI and they basically work as if they were in 1995. They are amateurs because they don't know the real value of artificial intelligence, because they don't know how to use AI to multiply the results. The main idea that I want you to have here is the following. Please stop thinking about isolated tasks. Start thinking about complete systems. Don't ask which AI can I use to make a marketing video. No, you have to ask yourself, how can you restructure your entire external communication with AI? The biggest mistake made by the amateurs is asking, oh, which is the best AI for me? What should I buy? Instead of that, you have to ask which processes you have to automate. Because when I'm working with intelligent systems, one of the first concepts that I present is thinking about systems, flow, not the focus on tools. Because you are not a programmer, you're not a technician, right? You have to be thinking systematically, and that will make your process more complete because you will be able to identify where artificial intelligence can eliminate manual work or accelerate or even improve the quality of what has already been done by you. It is analyzing how you can connect different points of your business so everything works like an automatic machine. Let me give you a concrete example of the specific difference between thinking in isolated tasks versus thinking in systems, systemic thinking. An isolated task is, okay, I need an AI to put automatic captions on my Instagram videos. A system thinking would be, I need a system that analyzes the performance of my posts, identifies what type of content generates more engagement, that automatically creates optimized captions based on these patterns, and schedules the posts at ideal moments of the day, replying also to the most relevant comments, and even suggest new topics for me based on the trends and the feedback that I get. Do you see the difference? One thing is just one small task. The other thing is solving your whole problem about digital presence. One task is solving you 10 minutes per post, but the other one is multiplying your results 10 times. And you can transform any business into an intelligent system by changing how you approach each operational problem. The second idea that I want to share with you is to please stop collecting apps and start building operations that work while you sleep. There are people who don't plan any system, people who don't have a vision of a complete process. These are the people who are right now searching around for new tools, like people collecting Pokemon cards. They download the new app and after 1 week, they get bored of it and they want to find the next magic solution. These are people who are asking, okay, for me to write an email marketing, which one is better? ChatGPT by OpenAI, Gemini by Google, Grok by X. Instead of that, they should be asking how to automate the whole journey, the customer journey. Then this is how you are able to think strategically, step back, look at the whole picture. A fundamental problem is when you are thinking about isolated tasks, but you're eternally busy solving small problems. When you think about systems, you're able to solve the root cause of the problems, and you do that once and for all. Just to illustrate, just imagine a financial consultant who is thinking about using AI to make better spreadsheets. So he spends a lot of time, a lot of hours per client, and then he can systematically use AI in a way to analyze the profile of the client, to automatically generate a complete financial analysis, create personalized spreadsheets, that's one of the parts that are involved, but also creating a customized presentation, and also those scheduling follow-up calls based on the profile of the customer. The result is that he's going to be spending much less time, but also the quality is going to be so much superior. The difference is that you should not use AI, in this case, just like a smarter calculator. No, you have to use AI as a strategic consultant that will complete the whole process for you. There's a certain fascination with having access to the new AI model, the latest technology. It seems like the more apps you have, the more advanced you are. And there's a little bit of a pride to say, yeah, I have the premium platinum membership of this AI, so I have access to more tools. But that doesn't really mean that you're using those tools in the best way possible. You have to notice that artificial intelligence is like an infrastructure. It's not a problem. It's like electricity. And electricity is powering your entire house, not each device separately. Like, oh, what is the best electricity to use in my refrigerator? Every process in your business has to become more smart. Your sales process has to become more intelligent. Your customer service has to become more intelligent. Your marketing initiatives have to become more intelligent. And everything has to be connected. So your system is more intelligent. When you treat AI as a collection of apps, you have isolated islands of intelligence that don't really talk to each other. You can be using ChatGPT to write, you can use Notion to be organizing your information, another app to be scheduling things. But if you're not connecting things, these are isolated. So sooner or later, you will need integrated systems, because just collecting individual apps will not make necessarily your business more intelligent. Collecting apps will just bring you the disadvantage of having multiple isolated tools that are not connecting, they're not communicating with each other. So the question that separates amateurs and professionals is, how can I make my entire business function like one single brain, where each decision is connected to other decisions? Don't ask what is the best AI app to solve a particular problem that you have that's thinking in an isolated way. And I'll tell you more, your competitors are building advantages that will become impossible to copy or to overcome. Nowadays, having access to in the tools is not a guarantee that you have a competitive capacity. The real advantage comes when you collect unique data about your customers' behaviors and you use that information to train your AI. Here's a very important point. Competitive advantage doesn't just come from having data. It comes from transforming the data into systems that execute process better than anybody else can replicate. Just to illustrate, imagine this. There's a delivery company in Brazil. They have a system that predicts the availability of delivery people with a very good precision rate, because they have complete profiles of all the couriers, including what's the soccer team that they support. So on the days that there is a game for that team, the system automatically adjusts the predictions, knowing that a very good portion of those drivers, those couriers, they probably will not be working. They will not accept new orders because they're watching the game. And this allows them to achieve cheaper and faster delivery rates than all the competitors. Now, if you don't know about that, it just looks like magic, right? That they have very fast delivery and cheap delivery, but there is a lot of information behind the scenes. Now, if that company would be yours, would you just be satisfied using only that information point, just collecting what are your favorite soccer team? You can transform that information into a complete system that automatically adjusts dynamic pricing on the game days, geographical distribution of the available drivers, preventive communication with the clients about possible delays, and even do some partnerships with establishments near the stadiums, so you maximize orders in those regions during games. Isolated task thinking should be used in a way that you avoid the complexity. But in general, you need to improve the system in general across your entire operation. Competitors who don't have a behavioral database, they are not going to be able to train their AI. Now, do you understand about this? How you can be thinking more competitively? You have to use the information you have access to, create more information, and feed that to the AI. And even if competitors had access to the same data, they wouldn't be able to replicate the complete system because they would be thinking in isolated tasks. They would be using AI just for one specific thing. Now, the winning company, we use AI for the whole integrated process. That's what is necessary. It's necessary to change your mindset and stop thinking like a technology consumer. Now, it is necessary to think like a system builder, somebody who's collecting unique data about your process, about your business, and then create exclusive intelligence that no other competitor can replicate. Think about that. Think about your company. Every company has unique data about their clients, suppliers, operation. The difference between winners and losers is not just having data, it's actually using that data, transforming that data into intelligent systems and execute processes that nobody else can do. I say worldwide, businesses that depend only on manual work, they're losing competitiveness exponentially. While you're just doing one proposal per day in a manual way, your competitors are using automated systems making 50, 500 personalized proposals per day. You're there replying 10 emails per hour. Somebody has a system replying 300 personalized emails per hour. The math is brutal. Either you build systems that will multiply your capacity, or you'll be eliminated by those who are able to do that. And the longer you delay making that transformation, the harder it will become for you to catch up with the competitors who have already started. But here's what most people don't realize yet. It's not just about speed, it's about quality, systemic quality, because an intelligent system is not just replying a lot of emails per hour, it's learning from every interaction. It's improving responses based on what works and about the complaints. It's identifying the patterns and the questions of consumers, even suggesting improvements in the product itself based on the feedback, and even predicting what will be the next wave, the new trends of customers that will be asking new questions. When you think systematically, each task feeds and improves on other tasks. That's what I would really like to see happening in your business. So everything improves when you do that. The biggest mistake of a mature entrepreneur today is not doing what needs to be done to build an intelligent system. They're just solving specific tasks. By continuing to search for specific apps, for specific tasks, and not thinking about processes, you're still in a manual level. And what will happen is that you end up suffering. You see the paradox. The person who is not worrying about automating systems, that's the person who will worry about doing a lot of manual work in the future. They didn't want to stress about automating today. And then later they have to be competing with machines. So my message is that artificial intelligence is a great employee, and it is a terrible competitor that you don't want to be facing. A great employee that will be working for you 24 hours a day without complaining. AI is a terrible competitor because if it's working for other people instead for you, you don't want that. Logically, you want to have a good strategy. You don't want to be doing everything manually while your competitors are building whole empires. So this apparent innocent attitude of yours should be like, what are the best AIs of this year? Oh, what's the best app to do whatever type of task? This is preventing you from thinking big. So every time you ask what's the specific tool you need for a specific task, you're reinforcing that mentality that this is keeping you busy instead of keeping you productive. So please, stop doing that. Stop asking what's the AI that writes better. Have to start asking how you improve your own systems. How can you have a system that learns, that get better, that can understand the new trends of your customers, that can change your products based on those trends. If you don't understand this now, later it's going to be more difficult for you to be facing your competitors, and might even make you lose a big chunk of your market because you're just not doing that. If you're interested to work with me in consulting, you can tell me more about the business you have. We can work together. We can do a mentorship. You can go to the link arata.se/mentoring0925. So that's my invitation for you, and I hope to see you there.